He's going to go first. Yeah. Well, they wanted him to go last, and I said, "Well, that's great, except I'm going to have a challenge coin in my right hand." Okay. Yeah, I know. I know. Okay. Can I get everybody's attention real quick? Thank you for joining us for today's graduation. We're going to start that shortly here at 1 o'clock. For those of you wanting to take some photographs of your officer, there is an area set up right over here. It's on my right, your left. Feel free to come up there, take your photos, and just note, we're going to call the officers alphabetically, and I just ask that after you get a picture of your officer, to please go back to your seats to create some more room for everyone else, all right? So welcome. We're going to start here at 1 o'clock. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mike Satterley, and I'm the class coordinator and instructor of police for the 303rd Basic Training class. At this time, I ask that you join me in welcoming today's graduates, the 303rd Basic Training class. Members of the 303rd Basic Training class and ladies and gentlemen, please rise or remain standing and direct your attention to the Salina Police Department Color Guard for the presentation of colors and the national anthem. 303rd, right face. Three 303rd, center, face. Please be seated. The Wall of Honor was designed as a reminder for those KLETC graduates who have died in the line of duty. The Wall of Honor preserves their memories and gives family, friends, and law enforcement officers the opportunity to remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice in the service of the citizens of Kansas. At this time, we'll observe a moment of silence to honor those 29 KLETC graduates no longer with us. Thank you. Members of the 303rd, you're here. Graduation. You've made it, although it hasn't necessarily been easy. You started your journey back on September 19th. And if you can remember back to the beginning, I didn't get to start with you guys due to being at some training. And I think if you also remember, over the next couple of weeks, I think you could agree with me that when I say we weren't seeing eye to eye, you could agree with me. And I think that not being there on day one kind of had something to do with that. Once I joined you, though, in week 2, I spoke about challenges, failure, what the growth zone looked like, how to get real growth, and even promised that we would have some fun over the next 16 weeks. Somewhere around week 5 or 6, we turned a corner. We started to see real growth. The class as a whole started to gel, and I think real learning started to take place. Throughout your time here, you have faced challenges, you've met challenges, at times stumbled, got back up, and I think all have grown along the way. In fact, as far as I can tell, I believe this is the only class since we've started the smaller class size that every qualification that we put in front of you, you all successfully completed it on the first attempt. I can stand here today and positively say I am proud of the work you have put in and the officers you all have become over the last 17 weeks. This step of basic training may be ending, but your careers are just beginning. The learning should not stop. Continue to challenge yourselves and never settle for just okay. Throughout our time, I've shared sayings and quotes that I like to carry with me. Some of those being, what you allow in your presence becomes your standard. Protect the standard. We've talked about our perception of things going on around us, and do we see those things as challenges or as threats? I encourage you to continue to see those things going on around you as a challenge versus a threat. Here's one more. Comfort is a slow death. Prefer pain. Let's think about that. Sounds kind of crazy, does it not? Comfort is a slow death. Prefer pain. I think my interpretation of this is to become comfortable being uncomfortable. Get in the arena. Never settle. Never stop challenging yourself. Continue to train, learn, and get better in this profession. As I've said to many other recent graduating classes, you've entered this profession at a time when it might not be easy. I encourage you to use the tools you've been taught to help manage some of that stress. Continue to practice and use yoga. And always remember, if you ever need to talk to someone, I'm here. Please reach out. I'll end this with my last challenge to you. And I've already mentioned it, but I want you to be the man in the arena. If not you, then who? Go do good work and be safe. On behalf of the KLETC administration and everyone here at KLETC, congratulations on completing basic training. It's now my pleasure to introduce Executive Director Darren Beck.
So I appreciated the comment about pain versus comfort, where comfort is a slow death, choose pain. What he doesn't realize because of his age is that as we get older, we lose the choice. It's my pleasure now to introduce to you Senator Roger Marshall. Of course, everybody knows Senator Marshall represents the state of Kansas. Senator Marshall is a self-described proud physician, veteran, devoted father, grandfather, and husband. As a fifth-generation farm kid and son of a small-town police chief, Senator Marshall has a strong admiration for those who put their lives on the line to protect our communities and who work day in and day out to feed, clothe, and fuel the world. As an OBGYN for 25 years, Dr. Marshall delivered more than 5,000 babies. He raised 4 children alongside of his wife, Lena, based on traditional Kansas values. Senator Marshall continues to fight to protect Kansas values each and every day. Senator Marshall sits on the Ag, Energy, Help, and Small Business committees. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Senator Roger Marshall.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you, Executive Director Beck, for your kind introduction, and congratulations to you and your staff for coaching and mentoring another outstanding class here at the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center. As the son of a police chief, it's a special honor to be here and to celebrate these graduates from the 303rd Basic Training Class. Every day, brave law enforcement officers, like the ones on stage today and those of you in the audience, make many sacrifices to make our communities across Kansas safe. It's because of you all we walk down our city sidewalks and drive our highways unafraid. Too often, you're taken for granted. But I want you and your family members to know we, and I say we, all the people of Kansas, are so grateful for the safety and security you provide each and every one of us every day. I also understand and recognize this career requires long hours on the job, time away from home, missing family events. And for all this, I want to say a special thanks to your families and the loved ones for your sacrifices. I'd like to go back and share a few of my memories growing up, as my father was a police officer and eventually the chief of police in El Dorado, Kansas. Personally speaking, like so many of you, my dad was my hero growing up, and he still is today. And I'm filled with pride when I think about my dad pulling a person out of a fire or saving them from drowning, or perhaps arresting a dangerous criminal suspect. And I know we missed him at many meals and at many of our ball games whenever he was on a special shift. But we knew it was because he was doing an important work. My dad taught me to respect and appreciate law and order and those who uphold the laws of our land. Without these laws and the officers who enforce these laws, it would never be safe to drive on our roads or leave your homes. In fact, our economy would be nothing like it is today. Let me be really clear here. Without the law and order that this country has been blessed with for centuries, we would not enjoy the prosperity that we see today. I visited many countries where there is not law and order, and without law and order, there is no strong economy. The childhood lessons my dad taught to me, along with his fellow officers, both in word and action, will always live within me and form my decisions. If your experience is anything like mine, you're going to be part of a team. My dad was the dad who would take my brother and myself to work with him. If there was a bad fire, the next morning my dad would take us to the fire station. We would help clean the hose. When he was running the police boat at the lake, he would take us out and we would share the day with him as well. I got to know his officers well, and his officers knew us well. Since 1968, the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center has served as the central law enforcement training facility for Kansas. As you graduates and staff certainly know, the training offered in this program is rigorous, as it should be. But by advancing our officers' education, the center helps maintain the integrity and set the highest bar for a very honored profession. As we all know too well, these graduates and their colleagues are all that stand in between law-abiding Kansans, the safety of our families, and harm. We're forever grateful that you have chosen to run towards the sound of crashes, the smoke of fire, and the cries for help. We sleep, work, and play knowing that you'll be there when we need you. I'm saddened that too many Americans and too many communities now suffer the consequences of the desecration of our law enforcement officers by political and social attacks from themselves along with our national mainstream media. By creating a culture of disrespect towards those who keep us all safe, by ignoring crime, turning their backs on crime, and policies like cashless bail, they've empowered out-of-control violence and crime. We can't let that happen in Kansas. I want each and every one of the new graduates to know that they have a friend in me, an ally in my office. As your United States Senator, you can rest assured that I believe in you. I'll always support you and support the mission of Kansas law enforcement. And finally, that I hold you in the highest esteem and utmost respect. My hope and prayer is that once again, very soon, law enforcement officers will receive the respect and appreciation they deserve. We Kansans are empowered to live happy, prosperous lives because of valiant law enforcement officers keeping the peace, including the graduates of the 303rd Basic Training Class. Without you and your colleagues on the front lines upholding safety and security for those throughout Kansas, there would be chaos and panic in our streets. On each of the graduate seats today, you'll find a congressional record recognizing you. There will come a day when you ask yourselves if this career path was the right choice for you. On those days, maybe you'll pull out this document and you'll remember the day the United States Congress recognized and recorded for prosperity your graduation and your commitment to uphold the law and keep us all safe. I congratulate you on graduating from this program, and more importantly, I want to once more express my deep appreciation and thanks for you and your family's sacrifices. May God bless each and every one of you. May He keep you safe in your service to mankind. Thank you.
Senator Marshall, thank you very much for agreeing to be the class speaker or the graduation speaker. And thank you also for your support of the law enforcement community in Kansas.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm honored. You bet. Thank you.
At KLETC, we recognize those student officers who have excelled in various professional skill sets during their basic training. For the 303rd, we'll start with fitness. Fitness being a key component in an officer's life. Can I have Officer Jansen Robeson of the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks join me on the podium? Fitness being that key component in an officer's life, it helps them deal with the daily stresses they'll face, and it aids them in supporting a healthier lifestyle, enabling them to better mitigate the dangers they may encounter. During their time at KLETC, all the student officers of the 303rd have remained active and engaged in a fitness routine. However, for a student officer to be recognized for receiving the fitness award, the student officer must have successfully completed the following. Successful completion of all academic performance and skills testing, along with completing 30 push-ups in a minute, 30 sit-ups in a minute, running the 1.5 miles in 18 minutes or less during their final physical assessment, and they must have logged 200 miles or more of running and or walking or 800 miles of bike riding outside of the normal required activities. For his efforts during the fitness challenge Again, we recognize Officer Jansen Robeson of the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks. Congratulations. Good job. Next, we'll move to academics. In academics, for a student officer to be recognized for achieving the Director's Academic Award, the student officer must have attained 94% pre-final on their written test GPA, a 94% or greater score on the written final, successful completion of all performance testing, successful completion of all performance and all skills testing, and has had no disciplinary actions. Today, we have one officer who has met these goals. Would Deputy Connor Hassenbank with the Dickinson County Sheriff's Office please join me at the podium? This plaque recognizes you for achieving academic excellence. Please display it proudly. Congratulations. Good job. It's now time for the class president of the 303rd Basic Training Class to deliver a few brief remarks on behalf of the graduating class. Ladies and gentlemen, the 303rd Basic Training Class President, Robert Hunter of the Lawrence Police Department.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for the 303rd Basic Recruit class. To begin, we would like to thank the staff of the KLATC for support and guidance through these last 14 weeks, especially our class coordinator, Instructor Satterley, who is a bedrock we could always count on. We would also like to thank all of you for attending. Your sacrifice has not gone unnoticed during this allotted time. None of us could have done this without your support. Lastly, I would like to thank my fellow classmates for allowing me to represent this class. On Sunday, September 18th, we all arrived here and all knew it would be a long 14 weeks. Quickly, we all became close classmates. Friendships quickly formed, and we learned to care for each other whenever required. The air of awkwardness quickly dissipated and was replaced with comradeship, laughter, and enthusiasm. Instructor Satterley was never far off with a motivational quote, which inspired me to share some of my personal favorites. Your focus determines your reality, Qui-Gon Jinn. We proved we could have fun, but we could lock it down when necessary to do a great job. We overcame multiple obstacles together and many challenges along the way. Our class is an inspiration because we have all been successful in what we set out to accomplish 14 weeks ago. Our many accomplishments as a class speaks to the dedication and commitment we have set forth for our career in law enforcement. Wisdom is knowing the right path to take. Integrity is taking it. M.H. McKee. A core value of KLETC and law enforcement is integrity. Integrity means doing what is right, even when no one is looking. During our time at KLETC, we consistently heard, remember your why. Everyone has a why, whether it's one's family, religion, community, or country. We all have a why to drive us forward. My why is my wife, Melissa, my children, Kylie and Maddox, and the hope that I can impact the world and make it a better, safer place. I implore my fellow classmates to find and remember their why through their career. In our future career in law enforcement, my fellow classmates and I have the ability to significantly affect people's lives, individuals who we may only have one brief encounter with. Our actions and professionalism, specifically how we treat others, will have an impact on our community and as a nation. In the 303rd, we all came from different agencies. Regardless, we are all now law enforcement officers in the state of Kansas. The lessons we have learned at KLETC have prepared us for our careers. I will never forget the laughs, joys, and experiences from the 303rd. Again, thank you to all of you for the love and encouragement you have offered these 14 weeks. It is my honor to present to you the graduates of the 303rd Basic Training Class.
Mr. Hunter, it's my pleasure on behalf of KLETC administration and staff to present you with this plaque as an appreciation and recognition of you being the 303rd Basic Training Class president. I hope that you'll display it proudly. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job. In law enforcement, ethics is at the forefront of training in our profession. The law enforcement oath of office affirmation is a constant reminder of the importance of always doing the right thing. This is something we've discussed in depth during your time here at KLETC. The ultimate purpose of law enforcement is public service. A law enforcement officer assumes a great responsibility when they affirm the oath of office. They've entered the position of being role models, leading by example. They are enforcers of the law and protectors over our communities. I'll now ask Class President Robert Hunter to lead the class in reciting the Law Enforcement Oath of Office affirmation. 303rd Basic Training Class, please stand. Class 303, please be seated. In a few moments, you'll be presented with a challenge coin. A challenge coin is symbolic and meaningful and given to someone as a reminder of what they have done or to confirm membership in an organization. This coin today will recognize you as a graduate of KLETC. I ask that you carry it with you as a reminder of the lessons learned and the friendships forged during your time here at KLETC. On the back of this coin is the oath that each of you just affirmed. Carry it with you and let it be a constant reminder to always do the right thing. Graduates, it's been my honor and distinct pleasure to be your class coordinator and a small part of your journey. I wish you nothing but success and happiness in the future. I'll now ask KLETC Associate Director Alvin Sowers to join me on stage to present the members of the 303rd Basic Training Class with their certificates while I present each of you with the KLETC Challenge Coin. Class President Robert Hunter will announce the names.
Front row, please stand. Ethan Ashley, Prairie Band Potawatomi Tribal Police. Joe Barrientos, Finney County Sheriff's Office. Tyler Bergen, Douglas County Sheriff's Office. Jesse Caraveo, Leawood Police Department. Adam Comer, Hutchinson Police Department. Julie Conklin, Ness County Sheriff's Office. Nicholas Dugan, Riley County Police Department. Front row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Second row, please stand. Connor Eisinger, Parsons Police Department. Connor Hasenbank, Dickinson County Sheriff's Office. Jacob Herr, MTAA Police and Fire. Joshua Nelson, Pratt County Sheriff's Office. Noah Pena, Lawrence Police Department. Gregory Peterson, Ellis Police Department. Tyler Powelson, Allen County Sheriff's Office. Second row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Third row, please stand. Tyler Praden, Johnson County Sheriff's Office. Jansen Robeson, Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks. Caleb Roth, Leawood Police Department. Isaac Sell, Shawnee County Sheriff's Office. Natalie Sokup, Riley County Police Department. Brandon Stogsdill, Douglas County Sheriff's Office. Cody Towsey, Johnson County Sheriff's Office.
And Robert Hunter of the Lawrence Police Department. Third row, please return to your seats. And please be seated. So before I grant each of these officers certification, there's maybe a little confusion that the academy lasted 16 weeks and then the president said it lasted 14 weeks. So just for clearing that up, this class had additional challenge of going through basic training and being here for 15 weeks, going home for a 2-week holiday break and having to come back and finish 1 week of basic. So in total, that's how we got to 16 weeks. So I'd ask the class of 303 to please stand. On behalf of Director Beck, I hereby certify that each of you have completed satisfactorily the requirements to be law enforcement officers in the state of Kansas. And for the words they've waited 16 weeks to hear, class dismissed.